What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to Credit Plug Vlogs. Now, I wanted to talk about something that I observed, and I think this is going to be the next big economic crisis. Now, what I've observed is that a lot of people, older Americans in their 50s, 60s, and 70s are not properly prepared for retirement, or their later years where they're not going to be as productive and their incomes might slow down, right? Now, I don't know the official statistic, but something along the lines of 50% of Americans have nothing saved for retirement. Now, think about that. The average 401k retirement balance is roughly around like 200 something thousand, right? The average. But what's really happening is that you have individuals who might have, a large amount in their 401k retirement accounts that are bringing up the average of those who don't have anything or have very small amounts. Now, I'm not sure what the median is, but the median is definitely much lower than what the average is, right? So that means for the most part, a lot of people don't have that much money saved for retirement. Now, think about it, right? Let's say 200,000, right? Let's say best case scenario, the average, person nearing retirement age has around $200,000 in their 401k retirement account. Now, if you plan on living an additional 20, 25, maybe even 30 years, then $200,000 is probably not going to be enough to spread over that time. Like, let's say 20 years. There's no way that I can see $200,000 lasting for 20 years if you have no other income or money coming in. So it doesn't really seem real feasible that, a lot of older people are going to be able to live a comfortable retirement because, number one, they don't have much, if anything at all, saved. And on top of that, you have prices increasing dramatically. So I'm pretty sure inflation is not just going to stop. So over the next, 10, 15, 20 years, prices of everything are just naturally going to increase. So unless the money that's invested is beating inflation, then a lot of people are not going to be adequately equipped to, financially sustain themselves, right? Now, JT Pocket Watches did a video the other day, and he was basically talking about how a lot of people are now, let's say, for example, the young adults in their 20s and 30s, especially in the Black community, are having to financially sustain and financially support their parents and other family members. And I know this is something that a lot of people can relate to, whether you're, African American or not. Anyone who comes from, let's say, a lower income background because, for whatever reason, our parents were not able to generate any type of sustainable or generational wealth. So therefore, for a lot of us, it's the first time in our generation that we're able to actually kind of elevate a little bit economically and break that cycle of poverty. A lot of our, older generations, weren't necessarily educated in investing and saving. So, you have a lot of times where the older generation, they're just not properly prepared financially, for their retirement. And then that burden ultimately is going to fall on the lower generation, assuming that they, take up the responsibility of, their older loved ones, financial responsibility and obligations. And so that's just something that I observe, because I know a lot of people are in that situation where, they just never made good financial decisions, or maybe they thought they had, enough time to really prepare themselves, thinking that they were going to have forever to get ready for their later years, and ultimately did not take the proper steps and actions to, financially secure themselves for later in their, retirement or later in their life. So I think this is going to be one of the next big financial crises, because you have a lot of, let's say, the baby boomers who are getting a little bit older, and they're still going to need money to live and sustain themselves, but maybe they didn't adequately save, invest for later in life. So I think this is going to be one of the next major, financial economic crises that a lot of people aren't really talking about. I know we're talking about inflation and everything that's going on right now, but you're going to have a large portion of the population who has no money. And, that's definitely going to create certain economic burdens and definitely present some challenges. So anyways, let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. And until next time, take it easy and we'll talk to you soon. Peace.